10 months ago, I bought this Audi RS7 from BCA as a non-runner for just £40,000, which is pretty good considering it's worth early 60s. It did have an engine overheating issue and no coolant in the header tank. And upon starting it, oh, it runs. It runs. Very smoky. Very let's turn it off. Very smoky. So the engine didn't sound too nice, and also it had a lot of white smoke come out the exhaust. Now I suspected this to be coolant, which is why there was no coolant in the header tank, but we did a compression test and it was low on compression on bank 2. So we took the engine out, took the turbo off, took off the head for bank 2, and we could see clearly that there was a head gasket issue. We can see the gases and coolant passing through the head gasket into the combustion chamber, which is why it was smoking white. Now I elected to give the engine to Ricky at RE Performance to rebuild it, knowing it's been rebuilt by a professional. And also, if you want to check out the video, he's stripped it himself on his own YouTube channel, RE Performance. I'll put a link in the description. Now once I got the engine back, I fitted it myself. We had new sports downpipes and a carbon full E Venturi intake. And once I fitted everything, we went for a first start. And that went well, so I drove it out the workshop, where it turned into a bit of a hot rod, and I had half Fossen wheels, half standard. And that's where we're up to date. So I'm pretty sure it's the battery that's giving me all the faults, and the faults with the air suspension as well. It had been sat there for a long time. So I swapped it out with a Drive Tech one, which I got from GSF Car Parts. And the main reason I did that is because it's a 3-year warranty, it's an OEM spec, and it's cheaper than an OEM battery. So if you need any batteries or anything else, go give GSF Car Parts a shout. I'll put the link for them in my description. And if this video goes to plan, you'll be able to win this Audi RS7 and the Audi Q8 on Compete for Cars for just £2.99 each. Right, so that is the battery now changed. Very happy I didn't have to strip the compartment to do that. Managed to squeeze it through the gap, as you've just seen. Now, obviously battery's changed. Suspension hasn't done anything yet. It's still hot rod. But I'm hoping as soon as I start her up, it's gonna sort its life out. So, please add oil immediately. It's not ideal. Air suspension fault. Right, I'm going to turn it off. The annoying thing is I can't check the oil level because they don't have a dipstick. But I know it's got at least 8.5 litres in. So I'm just going to put... It says air suspension currently too low, but it's not, it's too high. So I'm going to let it... Yeah, there's loads of faults. Obviously there's going to be loads of faults. I might have to connect the computer up, so let me just have a look. Yeah, it's still pretty high at the back here, so right, let me just turn it off. I'm just going to put some oil in it, and I'm going to connect the computer up and see if I can just erase codes. Right, so I'm just on my top done machine here, and I've still got some faults on the rear axle. So I've just gone into chassis control, and I'm currently bleeding the near side rear shock. So it's just slowly letting out all the air. As you can probably see, it's coming down very slowly. And you can see the offside rear is obviously jacked up a lot higher. So I'm just going to bleed the rear offside as well, because I'm hoping that it's just had a hissy fit. It's got stuck high, it doesn't know what to do. So by bleeding, because I don't actually have a fault with the suspension, weirdly. I've only got a fault with rear axle diff, rear axle steering, etc. And I shouldn't really have any issues with that because the car hasn't been involved in a crash or anything like that. So I'm hoping it's just because the air suspension's wrong. So I believe that's come down as far as it wants to by the looks of it. It doesn't look like it's going any further. Right. Not running, cool. Watch if we go back and then we go bleed rear shock. Adjust. There we go, I've just heard it. So you can't really hear anything because I can barely hear it, but that should now also come down. Oh, there you go, it's coming down pretty quick now, look. Because there is another issue with this. I don't know if it's an issue or not, but I believe this has had the air suspension lowered by someone. So I don't think it's actually riding at a factory height. As you can see, it's pretty slammed at the minute, so I think that's now done. Right, okay, let's go back. And I go back, read DTCs. Rear axle ride height extremely low. Internal malfunction, that's not ideal. Right, let's just clear all faults. Go back. Now let me clear all DTCs, see if any of these go. No, I've just got more faults, fantastic. So yes, one of the codes is actually gone, and now I have only got performance code and a data bus error value received. So I've not actually, and then ABS is just again data bus. So I don't actually have any faults as such now, apart from that one. So let's just jump in. And start it up. I've now got a full 10 litres of engine oil in the engine as well, so there definitely shouldn't be an issue with oil level. So I've still got a fault with the suspension on the dash. Let's just bugger off, go away. Right, car. Right, let's just go to comfort, see if it does anything with the suspension. Sorry, genuinely, it's that hot outside at the moment. My camera kept turning off because it was too hot. Currently 34 degrees outside, so I've just obviously come into the workshop, but good news, you can see in the background there, it's not connecting to the Bluetooth dongle. Oh, there you go. There you go, look, all green ticks. There's no faults now in the system. Bleeding those two air suspensions, and then I had to cycle the ignition a couple times. And then all the faults cleared, so we are now good, and there's now no faults in the car, so I'm glad that's sorted. So now the car has no faults, I can put all the under trims, wheel arch liners, and I put the 2 rear Vossen wheels back on, and I actually took it down for MOT because I managed to get a slot. Now the big reveal, look how good this car looks. You've just seen the pictures. Oh, it looks absolutely incredible. And with these alloys as well, it just looks so aggressive, so mean. And I think I have mentioned it before, but it has been like lowered on its air suspension, and it just sits so nice. I think this is now my favorite car that I've done, like looking car. I think that F-Type SVR that I did was really nice, but this just looks, the aggression, the stance, just the presence of it. It's such a nice car. Now you may see I've got plates on the car. That was the private plate it was on, but I had to put it back on for MOT. So I've just taken it down to MOT. It has just passed, and I've got 12 months MOT. It will be back, going back on its original 20 plate. So if anyone actually wants to buy that private plate off me, do let me know. Yeah, it just looks so good. So good. And I have had it cleaned. Didn't mention that, but the interior as well, absolutely immaculate. Just such a clean car. Such a nice car. I did get one advisory, which again, absolutely ridiculous, a bit like the ripping the seatbelt. I had a bit of writing on the screen where it said non-runner, and I was in a rush to get it down to MOT, and that's the only thing I didn't have time to do because I couldn't find my blade to get it off properly, so I just left it, and they gave me an advisory for writing on the windscreen. But there we go. Anyway, it's now immaculate. It's clean, it drives, it's got MOT, but obviously we have the issue still with the standard map or remap. That's the problem, I don't know. So I was hesitant to take it down the road for MOT, but I thought as long as I stay under sort of 2000 RPM, I can't really do much damage. So I did that, so I've done 1.8 miles now, and so far it's still running okay. So now what we're gonna do is take it down to Ricky at RE Performance down in Swindon, which is about a 2.5 hour drive. Now, I was talking to him about risking driving it, but in reality, it's a bit of a silly idea, so I'm not gonna do that. So I am gonna take it down on the trailer, and I'm gonna use the Q8 to tow it down there. Plus, I also refuse to pay £60 road tax for 2 days, because it's pretty much the end of August, so it'd be 2 days road tax, which would cost me 60 quid. Ain't doing it. So it's going on the trailer, and we're gonna tow it down to Swindon with the Q8, and I'm gonna do that tomorrow morning. So I'm gonna load it up onto the trailer now, go fill up the Q8, and I'll see you on the road on the way to Swindon. So early the next morning, I loaded it onto the trailer, hooked up the Q8, and had a very uneventful drive to Swindon. Right, so we are at RE Performance at the moment, and Ricky has just flashed the car back to a stock map. So now he's just asked me to go out for a drive for sort of 10-15 minutes just to make sure I'm happy with the stock running, make sure there's no warnings, make sure the car drives fine. And then I think we're going to come back and either flash a stage 1 on it or put it on the dyno. I'm not too sure yet, but the premise now is just to go out for a nice drive properly. Now we know it's obviously definitely a stock map, and just make sure there's no issues. So I've managed to nick some tray plates so I don't have to tax it, and we are going out for a little drive. Unfortunately, I didn't bring my my interior camera with me, so if anything happens, I'll just have to pick up the camera and talk to you about it. But hopefully it will be all good, and I'll see you in 10-15 minutes. Ricky's just inside there doing a video on an R8, so I'll just let him finish that off. Just got back from road test, done about 8 or 9 miles, and I've also just topped up with V-Power as well, because there was half a tank of unknown fuel in. So I have just topped up with V-Power, so now we're just gonna have a mix of the two. I think we're gonna stage 1 map it now, but it drove absolutely fine. There was a very slight, sounded like hiss of air down in this corner here, but I don't know if that is normal or not. It seemed to boost absolutely fine. It was only when you lifted it off the throttle, a bit like just like a turbo flutter, something like that, but it didn't sound like that, if that makes sense. It just that's when it happened. It's just when you're lifting off boost, but other than that, drove absolutely sweet. Sounds so good as well. I'll tell you what, sports downpipes, standard back system is all you need. It sounded incredible. And also, when you put it into comfort, absolutely silent like a stock system. So it's definitely the way to go. And with the light as well, I'm still loving these wheels. They just look epic. But just look how big the car is. Look, I've got it parked next to a Gallardo and a Hurricane, and I've parked them at the same depth from the fence. But just look how much it sticks out. It's such a big car, and I've inadvertently just blocked off his drive. But yeah, we're going to wait for them to finish that video, and we'll get it on the rollers. Hopefully we'll do I don't know if we're going to do a stock dyno run or just go straight for a stage 1, but I'll let you know. So I was so busy looking around this that I heard the RS7 on the dyno, and Ricky's already running it out. I'll just come turn this off. Right. So it has already done 1 run. So we are now strapped on the dyno. I was too busy looking at the black Hurricane and I missed the first dyno run, so we're going to do it again.
Sorry, we'll do it again?
Yeah, we'll do it again.
Yeah, sorry.
So stock map, I've been out for a drive.
Yeah.
And just going to run it up now, make sure.
Yeah, I mean, we had no worries, but I just didn't want us to go, because we obviously build a file off, sorry mate, I logged you. Because we obviously build a file off your base map, we just flashed it back to stock, and then at least we know. Because I know we had conversations before about lifting heads is weird, so we'll basically run it up, do a base file, and then see where we go.
Gosh, yeah, because we weren't sure what map was on it, so better be safe
than sorry.
Exactly, yeah. So we've got the E Venturi and Sports Cat, so a little bit more than stock power we should get.
Thereabouts. And then we'll literally...
Sounds good.
Send it and see what it does.
Extract more powers.
Yeah.
Cool.
More powerings.
So dyno runs are complete. First thing, I can't believe how loud it is and how nice it sounds just with sports downpipes. So I've got standard system, and I've got cats, they're just sports cats, but it sounded incredible.
Yeah, they do sound.
What do we get? 618.
Yeah, so you basically, if you look, you've got 600 measured with coast down. Sorry, 600 measured with coast down. And then the 618 at the top is the correction factor of the environment conditions at the bottom.
Yeah. So we're pretty much bang on what you expect with the mods.
Yeah, exactly. You're about where you should be to start. So yeah, we're laughing.
What do you reckon with the?
Well, it's supposed to gain like 100 horsepower.
And I think 150 on it. Especially with the Maturi and the downpipes as well. I don't know, maybe go conservative, 720. We'll go for a bang on 100. I'm just going to come in the corner. I don't know if you can hear me because I've got earmuffs on, but we've just loaded a stage 2 file, I believe. So we've just started it back up and we're going to go for another dyno run. So expecting maybe 100 horsepower over stock, which was 618, so maybe 720. So we got halfway through the run with the remap and we have had a slight problem. So we got to, what, 3,800 RPM and we were up about 413, about 70 horsepower up, but it just started misfiring. So we literally just, Matt's just pulling out the core pack now, cylinder 2 misfire. So hopefully it is just a coil pack, but just going to pull the spark plug out just to make sure injector, sparks all okay. What's it look like?
It doesn't look too bad.
So hopefully it's just a coil pack.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no like horrible burn marks or the tip's still intact sort of thing. So
Yeah. So hopefully just the extra power coil pack doesn't like it. So we found the problem.
Like literally, innit? You build a car from nothing, and basically
it's
that is missing off a breather hose.
It's a little clip off a breather hose. We thought it was a misfire. Cylinder 2 was misfiring. Well, they were all misfiring.
But how bad was it idling?
Yeah, it sounded horrific.
It literally sounded like it had put a rod out of the block.
Yeah, it sounded awful. And then we're like, oh, hoses come off over here. So we put it back on, we run it up again, and it's just blown off again. And turns out there's a little tiny black clip missing.
So it goes the other way, it goes at 90 degrees. So we've got to try and, Matt's going to go and try and find something to lock it in. But essentially, it's a stupid
clip design.
Right, so that goes like that. So if we take this one off here.
I did say about duct tape, but...
Do you want this one on now?
That one can go on, please, Matt.
Well, that was nice. Proper click.
I love it when it clicks and it sounds good.
Right, Matt, we need to go and find what that is. Alright? I'm coming over. Want a cup of tea?
Yes, please. We're all going to give up on cars and what are we opening a bakery, are we? Bleep. Right, so the problem is this hose here. And for some reason, there's a clip on a clip. So we have the clip here, which clips into the inlet. And we have another clip here for some reason. I don't know why there's two clips, but there is. But on the other side, the clip was missing. Probably because I didn't realise there should be two clips. So there's a clip missing, and that's the reason this hose was just blowing off on the dyno, and then it just started misfiring. So, as you can see, Ricky's come up with a genius idea and put a couple of pop rivets on either side to hold that clip in so it's absolutely solid. So we're now going to put it back in, run it up on the dyno. Hopefully it doesn't blow off again. And I'll have to order probably a new hose because no doubt the clip doesn't come separately.
103 up at 4250. You're 104 up at 4.5. You're 106 up at 5, and then we just get into a restricted, like this step here is between a mix between air temp and probably a bit of fuel, because you're at 80 degrees air temp up here.
Yeah. So although our peak was only 690, it doesn't really, well, it doesn't tell any of the story, really, does it?
So I would always say it's area under the gain, right?
Yeah.
So area under the curve you're trying to gain. So this is why, forget this, just look at that.
Yeah.
Like that, between 4,000 and 5,000 RPM, you're 100 horsepower up.
Yeah.
Without driving it on the road with air.
Exactly, without airflow,
Dynos are brutal, man.
Yeah. And we're saying it's just died off there because this is what, our 5th, 6th run.
Yeah.
It's hot.
Yeah.
Ambient temps are through the roof.
Intake air temp is 85 degrees. Like we said, just found out it's 99 mixed with pond water.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So a good full tank of fuel run through it, and we've just done nothing but beat on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you are 960.
960 newton meters, so she's definitely torquey. So we're going to let it cool down. We're going to do one more run, do you say? But
I want to try and get a clean run. So I'm going to wind a load of air through it, try and cool it down and see what it does.
But ultimately, we're not going to see its peak capability.
If you go off and run it now, get a tanker, I think, just with fuel. There's another 15-20 horsepower in that, easy peasy.
Yeah.
Or not even gain, just giving you back what you've lost. So if we go here, look, so you're principally 973 horsepower, and then 200 RPM later, you're 15 horsepower down.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you look at torque, 895, 844, so you lose 50 newton meters of torque across the 200 RPM spread.
And that's just its pull timing, because it's just, it's too hot. Yeah. Well, I mean 690 I'd be happy with. So.
Jesus, mate. Yeah, 690. So if you say you've kind of lost 15 horsepower there and chuck it on the top here, you're over 700.
Well, I mean, if you like follow that trend of graph, it's
it's up here.
You're up at 730 odd, isn't it? Yeah.
It's up here.
We'll let it cool down then. We'll go for one more run, but I'm not expecting much better than that, especially in these conditions. It's out on the road where you'll notice it. Believe how loud that actually is with just Sportscast. I don't know if you can even hear me. It's insane. Right, so I've just got back, 3-hour drive, and made it back absolutely spot on. Q8 was perfect. But I just want to say massive thanks to Ricky and his team down at RE Performance. Really helped me out on the RS7, getting it on the dyno, remapping it, obviously finding a fault. Could have binned it off there and then, but he wanted to obviously get to the bottom of the problem, found the problem, did a temporary fix on it and got it going again, which he didn't have to do. So a massive thank you. So I'd appreciate it, guys. If you haven't seen Ricky's channel before, I'll leave a link in the description, but go check him out. And that is RE Performance. Go drop him a follow and go check out his channel if you haven't already. So massive thank you to Ricky. And obviously it's now really late on a Friday, it's dark. So the next clip you'll see is Monday morning. We're going to get the RS7 off the trailer and take it for a road test. Hello, no more soft limiter. I gave you a little taster there, but we're going to start things off in comfort. I've had the car idling for quite a while, it's up to temp, but I'm just going to drive around on comfort just for a little bit, just to make sure it's okay with the remap, etc. But I love this car. car. Like, I don't know if it's going to come across on camera at all, but it's just so, even in comfort, it's completely silent. You'd think this is a 3-litre diesel. It's really comfy on the air suspension. Because it's been lowered, it hasn't affected the ride at all, and it's actually really nimble. And I realised, because I was going around Swindon, there's loads of roundabouts, and I was just tucking in, I was like, this feels really nimble, like it turns in really well. And then I realised, as they're reversing it off the dyno, it's got rear wheel steer. Now I don't know if that's a standard fit on an RS7. I'm going to say no, but it's got rear wheel steer, so that explains why it felt really nice to drive. But it's honestly, it's one of the, it feels like you could just sit here and just completely cruise in utter comfort and silence, which is mad considering in a minute it's going to be a 730 brake horsepower estimated absolute beast. It's lovely to drive. If anything, I'd actually probably say it's quieter than the Q8. That may be just down to road noise with the tyres, I don't know, but it feels quieter. I do have double glazing on the windows though, so it might be that. Now, although I'd love to cruise in this all day, that is not why you're watching this video. So I'm going to go dynamic, and I'm going to go manual. Window down a little bit. Sounds incredible. Oh, it's violent. Oh, it sounds so good. It's so perfect as well, because it's not, it's loud, but it's not, it's weird. Well, I mean, it's going to be in it. It's too fast for UK roads. You will break the speed limit instantly, so that's a problem. And yeah, that pulls hard. I'm gonna turn right down my little road that I normally go down in a minute, but yeah, that pulled hard and really linear as well. That felt a nice strong pull. I haven't even taken it to the red line. You don't need to. It's just, it sounds so good. It's not obnoxious, it's not chavvy, it's not ridiculous, it's perfect note. I really do wish I could keep this car, like it made sense to keep this car, because it is lovely. Use most of this power. Pigeon! That definitely wasn't expecting me to come up that quick. Animal. I mean, to be fair, even in like sport mode, it's still pretty much silent. I mean, you can hear a little bit more of a grumble when you rev, but it's no drone whatsoever. But there's a lot more overrun, which again isn't annoying. It's nice overrun. It feels real. Doesn't feel like a pop and bang map. Then go. You can't just hold out. You'll get to high speeds too quick, you really need, I don't even know what you need, a drag strip. That's pretty much where this is only good for. Right guys, I daren't go, I'll get too carried away, so I'm going to call it there for the road test. I absolutely love this car. Let me put it back into comfort. I absolutely love this car. I love the look of it. It's my favourite looking car. It's probably my favourite driving car. It sounds incredible. But my job is to buy them and fix them. Unfortunately, it's just not, I don't have time, I wouldn't have time to drive this as intended. It would just be a daily driver, and it is such a waste to be a daily driver. Doing the commute I do to work and back, it would be absolutely, utterly wasted. And obviously I can't keep them all. If I could, would I maybe, if I could, if money was no object, I would probably keep it. But as you all know, I have a Hurricane which is feeling very sorry for itself, sat at the yard, and it needs a lot of money spending on it. So that is why the Q8 and the RS7 are back on Compete for Cars, guys. So go grab your tickets, the link is in the description. I really do hope you enjoyed the series on the RS7. Absolutely love this car. There is a cash alternative on the RS7 and the Q8 if you want it instead, but good luck. And yeah, I don't know really what else there is to say. Love the car. Let me know what you thought of the series, guys. Let me know what you thought of the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.